Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown, Dunkirk, and Westfield, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County.
The Chautauqua Center.
Are you looking for affordable medical, dental, or counseling services? The Chautauqua Center is always accepting new patients at their Jamestown and Dunkirk locations. They offer discounted prescriptions and accept all insurances. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Doc Hamels, and happy October. We made it. The fun thing at my house is that we got to October 1st, and I didn't have to put the furnace on until October 2nd, I think it was. Barb says, it's cold in here. I think it was like 64 degrees. It's all right when you're sleeping, you got a pile of blankets on, but once you get out of bed, yikes. Oh, dear. Well, anyways, we're in the throes of autumn right now. What a great time to be here in Chautauqua County. I was driving around the other day, and I looked up, and I just realized, like, a third of the trees have already turned color. It's like, wow. Beautiful oranges and reds and all that sort of thing, nice yellows. During this time of year, if you're new to the area especially, I give you a little reminder, if I will, or an update that this is harvest season also. And if you are along 5 and 20 through the Lakeshore area, even as you come a little bit towards Westfield, Silver Creek, all in that area, inland a bit, they're doing grape harvest, and I encourage you to be a little bit more attentive when you're driving because you've got trucks and forklifts and skidsters flying in and out of the fields, and they're not doing anything wrong, of course, but that it's just more activity than normal along those roads and some of the farm roads, of course, and just well, give them a little bit of a break to allow them to come and go, and also just be careful yourself of your speed and watch for trucks coming and going off those side roads, okay? This is the time of year where you can go on a nice muggy night and just smell Concord grapes everywhere where we live. It's just unbelievably wonderful. Take a nice bike ride or go park along a vineyard this time of year on a nice sunny day, and it's just phenomenal. And of course, Concord grapes and all the other grapes that they grow in this area is a big economic driver. So thank you, farmers, for all that you do. Okay, got a few things to remind you about, and I'll start with the one I have here right off the bat, is that we are streaming live around the world. And I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, if you happen to be catching the show. also that since we're live, you can call in at 716-753-5225, and you may have a comment, you make an announcement with your club or organization. I'll be going through some announcements here shortly that people have sent in already, but that shouldn't stop you from letting us know, even if it's the last minute, something happening today or later in the week. Happy to share it with the world. Throughout the week, you can always email us with your announcements, posters. We love posters here because we like to pop them up because we like to be multi-media here. But you can go to our Facebook page. Anytime we do a show, if you want to revisit it again, you can go on YouTube. It's there forever and ever. This show is rebroadcast at 2 and 8 every day throughout the week on channel 1301 in Spectrum. Okay? This month, we try to, I'm see if I can do this. I'm always backwards on looking at the monitor. We've got our pink ribbon out here, which reminds all of us that this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I want to point out to you that our friends over at Westfield Memorial Hospital, they have a wonderful mammogram machine there. Does that sound right? Anyways, they have all the equipment there for mammograms, and they're high tech. And they're going to give you this early detection, what they call shower card. And yeah, there we go. And what you do is they'll give it to you, or maybe you just ask for one if you like. And it just kind of gives you some of the things to look for, both sides. It talks about, you know, if you feel something, what does it feel like, and so forth. They also have some models, I guess is the right word, of the human breast at Westfield Memorial Hospital that my Rotary Club donated last year. And it's very lifelike. Inside the breast, they have lumps that you can actually feel. So you can actually say, well, what does it feel like? What am I looking for? Check it out, Westfield Memorial Hospital, one of our underwriters here at Chautauqua Sunrise. So ladies and gentlemen, because men can get breast cancer as well, be sure to check yourselves out. And if you have any questions, don't wait, don't panic, get a hold of the doctor right away. And of course, get your mammograms done this month. It's that time of year. Okay, also, we're going to feature this month, and we're hoping to schedule and reschedule. We had someone that we had to reschedule, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. A very sad discussion we have to have, but it's a reality in all of our communities in counties throughout the country, across the world as well. And I'm hoping to have two folks coming in later in the month. They're going to be talking about their survival and success story about domestic violence. But remember, we had Diana Butcher here from the new program at the Salvation Army. And if you are in a situation or know of someone that's in a situation that's dealing with domestic violence, sexual assault, any of those types of things, give them a call at the Salvation Army, a new program. Okay, let's move on here. Okay. We've got two visitors here that are non-human, and I want to introduce them right now. I've got Apple and Banana. These are two friends that came in from Meter's Restaurant this morning. Bob and Sheila were on the show, gosh, some time ago. And oh, there's the apple. And they had promised the crew, evidently, pies. Well, I ran into Bob the other day, and he says, "We owe you 2 pies." I go, really? I never walked away from a pie in my life. So anyways, they're letting me know that they've got great pies and all kinds of good stuff there at Meter's. And so we're going to have a breakfast pie, right? So Emerald, we've already got her tied to her chair because she's after the apple. And the banana, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to eat that with my mustache, but I will do my very best. All right? So Bob and Sheila, thanks for the pies. We'll enjoy them, I'm sure. And let's see, what else we got going on? Okay, so earlier this summer, we talked to you that we had produced Chautauqua Strong and Healthy series. And what that is, you are good. The banana pie and the apple pie have left the station here. Like the magic of television. Poof, gone. We produced the Healthy Bones, the Tai Chi, and we had Carrie Skelton, who produced the Eat Healthy and Be Active series. And starting today, They will be airing at 4 o'clock and 10 o'clock every Saturday. And it's called Eat Healthy and Be Active. This is workshop number 2. She did 4 of them. And I got to tell you, I learned stuff. I cook a lot, and I consider myself a pretty healthy eater. And I've changed a few things that I do right now. And so anyways, 4 and 10 today. Eat healthy, be active. We have a very busy schedule here at the studio because not only is that going on at 4 and 10, and I'm going to read this to you as best I can. Last week we spent the whole day here, Justin and me. It was just like family here. We interviewed 6 political candidates on a show called Chautauqua-Cattaraugus. All right, it had nothing to do with this show, but I went over to that show and moderated, interviewed these folks. And what I want to tell you is who they are and what they're representing, what office they're running for, and the time that you're going to see them on this station and the times. So we'll start with George Borrello, who currently is our New York State Senator from the 57th District. And he will be on at 5 today and 11 this evening. Okay, so at 5 o'clock and 11 o'clock. And let's see here. Then Mr. Wendell, Paul Wendell, PJ, he is currently the county executive. He will be on today at 12:30 and 6:30. This is running all week as well. Okay, so Mr. Burrell at 5 and 11 every day. Mr. Wendell at 12:30 and 6:30 starting today. And then Mr. Jason Schmidt, he's running for district attorney. He will be on at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. every day. Mr. Richard Morrisroe, he's running for county executive. He'll be on at 12 p.m. noon today and 6 p.m. again every day this week. Ms. Christina Cardinelli, who's running for the New York Assembly seat for the 150th District. She'll be on today at 4:30 and at 10:30. And then finally, Mr. Patrick Swanson, who is the current district attorney, he will be on at 1:30 and 7:30, and these are all p.m. Okay, I want to thank Chris Burt and the crew for developing and producing this show. It was a lot of work, but it was very interesting, and I think you're going to find that the interviewer asked really pertinent and important questions of all the interviewees. But I tried to dig a little bit into what they're thinking and what they represent, and I think we accomplished that. So anyways, thanks for the crew for doing that and all the other productions we've done. Okay, we have some announcements I want to go through. Just want to make sure I've covered everything here. Okay, I'll get to that. All right, so number 15, Jeff, Walk for Alzheimer's. Walk for Alzheimer's is critical in supporting research for an effective treatment and a cure for Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. This disease will affect 1 in 3 people over the age of 85, so most of us know or will know someone who is struggling with cognitive impairment or dementia. Folks, this is 1 in 3 people. That's a lot. All right, so kind of keep in tune to the people you know and love, and if they're having any of these issues, something to think about and talk with your physicians. The walk details, here it is. They're going to do this walk. Saturday, October 10th, that would be a week from today. This is join them virtually as they walk events online. Download the walk in the app at the App Store or Google Play. The opening ceremony is 9:30 a.m. You walk in your neighborhood at 9 a.m. And experience the view-only planted promise garden from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. From Dunkirk. Okay, so there's going to be a walk, then some type of on-screen type thing, and then they're going to have this promise garden from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Even though the walk is virtual this year, we encourage everyone to send us pictures showing their support, and we will post them to the website. If you wish to make a donation in support of their team in this cause, please use the link below, and it's basically act.alz.org, and then go to, and it's a long thing, but you also can give them a call, 753-4471. I went to the website, and I want you to know that I'm proud to say that Chautauqua Sunrise has been a donor of this for the last couple of years. Okay, let's keep on going. Backyard curling, okay? All right, we talked about this last week. The Northwest Arena announces the opening of backyard curling registrations for the 2020 season, with leagues beginning October 12th. That's coming up pretty quick. They're going to be offered once a week for 8 weeks, with multiple times available Mondays and Wednesdays. In a single league on Fridays at 4:30 p.m. Each league is comprised of a 4-person team with an entry fee of $280 per team. Justin, get your dad to get the $280 and let's go curl. No? Oh, no. All right. Appropriate for ages 18 to 80. Backyard curling takes place on the ice. Though no special equipment or skates are required, it is a low-contact activity and one where participants can easily adhere to COVID-19 guidelines. It's important, while enjoying a social and engaging sport. All leagues and tournaments sold out last year, and the Northwest Arena has expanded the season to offer times for an additional 28 teams. Interested teams are encouraged to register now to guarantee a spot. So for more information, give them a call at 484-2624. 484-2624. Lessons and practices begin October 5, so hurry. Okay, keeping along here. Number 17, media. Say, Jamestown Pride and Fenton History Center announce National Coming Out Day event for October 11th. So that would be next Sunday. Jamestown Pride, in conjunction with the Fenton History Center, have announced an online event to celebrate National Coming Out Day on Sunday, October 11th. The event will feature local members of the LGBTQIA community sharing their stories about themselves with a moderator that will be live streamed in a Zoom webinar, courtesy of the Robert H. Jackson Center. The story shared will be added to an exhibit at the Fenton History Center, which is compiling the history on the Chautauqua County's LGBTQIA community. Jamestown Pride Coordinator Sheridan Smith says the following: National Coming Out Day is an annual awareness day to support the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender and other people to come out of the closet. The foundational belief is that homophobia thrives in an atmosphere of silence and ignorance, and that once people know that they have loved ones who are LGBTQIA, this should be something I can say fast there. They are far less likely to maintain homophobic or oppressive views. And as you know, homophobe basically means like when people hate each other, are aggressive towards each other. With not being able to have the large Pride event they had planned in June, they wanted to do something with the community that opened the door to talking more openly about their experiences. They thank Robert Jackson Center for donating the technology, facility, and assistance in making this a reality. Okay, so those interested in attending the Jamestown Pride's National Coming Out Day online webinar may register, and this is pretty easy. You go to bit.ly/33GP33F. Let me say it one more time. It's bit.ly/33GP33F. Okay, and let's see here. And the National Coming Out Day event is being made possible by Jamestown Pride, operating under the Mental Health Association of Chautauqua County, the Fenton History Center, Robert H. Jackson Center, and Prevention Works Hope Chautauqua. Okay, and we're always happy, as they say, to host community events, especially those that provide opportunities for meaningful conversation and paths to the understanding. Say Kristen McMahon, president of the Robert H. Jackson Center. Okay, and for more information, you can give Julia Cecil Hanley a call at 450-8765. Or you can go to the Fenton History Center and talk to the director there, Noah Goodling, at 664-6256. I don't know about you, but right now this is a time for people to come together and not to be split apart. And this is just a great event for people to come together. So check it out. All right, let's move on to another situation, an event that's coming up. It's the 2020 Virtual Gold Rush Raffle. Here's my good friends Dan Smith and Tracy Bennett, who are displaying a TV that's going to be part of the raffle. This is an annual event that's been going on probably about at least 40 years. And what it is, it's a reverse draw. They sell 250 tickets. Their tickets are $25 a piece, or 5 for $100. And I hear the tickets are going fast. They're literally asking Rotarians if they have extra tickets. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be virtual this year. We're going to do that streaming live. I'll be moderating that off our Facebook page, and I believe they're going to have a Zoom opportunity. It has the information on the ticket. So how's it work? Reverse draw. They draw like every 10 tickets. The 10th ticket is a winner, and they're giving out $25 gift certificates from various merchandise, various stores, restaurants, services, and so forth. You get up to the third prize, which is $100, which is being sponsored by the South Ripley Solar Project. The second prize is a 40-inch Samsung Smart TV. Justin, you could use that. And then, of course, the grand prize that they've always given away is $1,000 in cash. And I have been happy to tell you that I have announced the $1,000 winner probably for the last 10 years at all these events. So it's a lot of fun, and if you're interested, you can check with Tracy Bennett. He's got a business right downtown Westfield. He's got tickets there. Or if you know any other Rotarian, myself, let us know. We'll try to get you a ticket. So that's coming up on October 17th. And Janice Burkhouse, the president of the club, will be on my show next week. That's the plan. Okay, let's go to number 19, Virtual Step Up. Okay, 2020. Step Up for Autism is going viral this year to help raise funds and awareness for those with autism spectrum disorder in our community. You can register if you're interested at 661-1477 and choose to run, walk, bike, paddle, row, whatever. We talk about a lot of concerns in our community, and this is another one. When we were kids, autism was hardly even talked about. Autism, when I was in college, was just something that was out there, and now they're able to diagnose it, to break it down into various categories and so forth. So this is a big deal. So give them a call, 661-1477, if you're interested in supporting that cause. Okay, number 20. I think we're going to talk about this one more time because registration is coming up pretty quick on this. This is Pedal for Polio event, and this is really cool because it's all the Rotary clubs in our district, which is here, where we're all sitting right now in Chautauqua County, goes into Erie County, Buffalo area, and across into Canada because it's all one district. So we have two nations, two countries that come together, and basically they're looking for riders that are interested in participating in a ride, and this is to eradicate polio around the world. Rotary has been involved with this since 1986, I believe, with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and they used to have numbers, crazy numbers, like 350,000 cases a year. Now they're down to like under 200, which is phenomenal. But polio is debilitating, and I've known people that have had polio, and it's been really rough on them at times, and especially when they were growing up. If you're interested in doing this, check out your local Rotary clubs or give a call at 484-8814. 484-8814. They're looking for riders. Okay, number 21, let's keep moving. Domestic violence. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month with a kickoff that just took place. Let's make a difference. Find the Salvation Army News Center on Facebook. Go to the events page and let us know you are participating. All right, post your photos and your videos or events that you have. Submit them to the messenger spot on the Salvation Army News Center's page. Don't forget to use a local hashtag CHQ Unity during the entire month of October. For more information, give them a call at 483-7718, 483-7718, and I mentioned that in my opening comments. It's an interesting one, okay? I don't know if this is going to affect you or not, your brother. Just parking ticket amnesty program. The Jamestown City Council has approved a parking ticket amnesty program benefiting school children, the elderly, and food banks. The amnesty program will run from October 1 through the 31st. I don't get it. What is it? Residents with unpaid parking tickets can have the late penalties waived if they bring in an unopened package of school supplies for the elderly, or non-perishable boxed or canned food items. Each item brought in will waive the penalty on one ticket, with residents allowed to bring up to 5 items to take the penalties off 5 tickets. Food for tickets. Who knew? Give them a call at 483-7612 if you're interested, and you can go to the city clerk's office for more information. Nice to hear that. All right, we're going to take a breather, and we're going to be right back. And this is for you. Stay tuned.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
That father with the red hair reminds me of the time my daughter decided that we should do a facial mask. If you've never done that, you put all this goop on your face. I have a beard. It was crazy times. It's always fun to have my daughter doing things with her. All right, enough of that. Want to now bring on my guest who's been patiently waiting through all these announcements and things I had to talk about. I want to welcome L.J. Martin to the show. And you're the community outreach program for the Chautauqua-Cattaraugus library system. Did I get all that right?
You did.
Wow.
It's a big
Think
name.
of all those things I just said and all those things I had to remember. My friend Tom Vitale couldn't make it today. We had a scheduling issue, so you were very gracious enough to fill in for Tom. So good morning.
Morning.
LJ, I don't know you. I just met you earlier today, and we had some fun laughing about a few things and learning a little bit about you. But my viewers may not know you. So who's LJ Martin? Where are you from and all that?
Well, I'm a native to the area. I grew up in Asheville, went to Chautauqua Lake Central School, and then went down to Clarion University for library science. Library's always been my passion, so being able to work in my profession is always a blessing, and can hope to continue that.
Okay.
And then I went out to Portville, out past Olean, for a couple years before I decided to leave the country and went international for 8 years.
Where'd you go?
All around. I was in Dubai for a couple years, Munich, Germany, and just came from the Bahamas. So adjusting back.
And you came back here?
I did.
From the Bahamas?
I did.
Those hurricanes?
I missed all the hurricanes. I left before the last bad one.
Germany. I've been in Germany a lot, so we'll have to talk after the show about Germany over some pie. You gonna stick around for pie?
I am.
All
gonna stick
right.
around.
Well, October. No. October. We don't drink on the air. All right. So you're local. You went to. Why does someone go into library science? It has an unusual title, library science. What does it mean?
It does. It encompasses a lot of the profession. And so the most common one is the school librarian, which is what I went for and was a school librarian for 10 years. But you can do within special libraries, medical, law libraries, cataloging, archives. And so there's a lot of different fields within library world that people might be interested in to go into. So that's what the science incorporates, all those different fields. And so there is a science behind it, with, especially if you're doing archival work, preservation, and making sure everything stays nice or in the condition that you get it in.
Okay. I didn't tell you this before the show. I'm the town historian for Ripley.
Okay.
I have the Doc Dewey decimal system now. It's a long story. Everything is there, but it was moved a few years ago from its original spot. So things are a bit discombobulated. And so, like school records, some school stuff is over here mixed in with the photos from 1909. The railroad is over here with the grape harvest or something. And I have all these cupboards and things, so I get it.
So you just have to get yourself a cataloger and organize it.
Well, I got it down to drawers. This is cabinet number 4, drawer number 1, so 4.1. That's
excellent.
So I kind of understand that. But libraries, I don't know if people see them as important as they used to be. To me, they're extremely important in what I've been doing. So what is the state of our public libraries today? Are they as important as they used to be, or are they changed?
Both, actually. I mean, they're still very important for their communities, and they are changing. And so the traditional view is it's a quiet place to go in, to get material, you check it out, you read it. And
you forgot the part to get yelled at by the librarian for fooling around and talking too loud.
Oh, you've had bad librarians. You got to come back.
It was always, for some, I don't know how they could do it. They could always balance the glasses right at the end of their nose, right? That was the classic, and that was the one we had.
Yeah.
High school and the local library.
So I would say all the directors that we work with now, I don't know any of them who would yell at you or wear their glasses at the end of their nose.
Okay.
But right now, libraries, especially through the pandemic, have really changed to meet the community needs. And so with this system, we have 36 libraries in 38 locations across Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties. And so it's my job to help with the directors and the staff to make sure that everyone in the community's needs are acknowledged, and then we work towards meeting those needs. During the pandemic, the needs was connectivity. We have a lot of wireless deserts in both our counties. So especially our school kids who had to go online almost overnight to be able to get that connectivity. We have quite a few areas, unfortunately, that the wireless companies don't reach them. And so they use their data from their phones, but they don't have routers in their homes, or they can't get service. And so they've really had to start relying on public spaces.
Okay, call me dumb.
Yep.
Where in the world around here don't you get internet?
Ripley. Ripley's a big one for us.
Where in Ripley? I mean, I live up in the hill. I got internet.
And a lot of people do. And so it doesn't come across a lot of people's mind, but they're sometimes hills or the valleys.
Oh, all right. You're talking like those dead zones. Okay,
so
I got you.
But there's more of them that we've really started to realize throughout the two counties and across New York, not just our area. And so we have a couple pictures at the system where not just students, but adults were using the Wi-Fi. Even though the library itself was closed, was sitting in the parking lot using the Wi-Fi to do their jobs, to do their schoolwork, and to be able...
Wait a minute. You're saying if I live in a dead zone and I got to do my homework, you would go sit out on the steps of the library and do your homework? Mm-hmm. That's pretty sad, isn't it?
It is. And I know that there's a couple committees through New York and then Chautauqua and Cattaraugus County that are working to identify these areas and try to bring funding to eradicate these dead areas, but it's going to take a while. Okay. And until then, and even after that, libraries are definitely able to step in to provide that wireless. All our libraries keep their Wi-Fi on 24 hours a day,
I didn't know that. 7
days a week. So even though quite a few, especially through March and April, they had to shut the buildings by the New York mandate, we kept the Wi-Fi on, people were able to access, and a lot of the not public, but the restaurants, you can do Wi-Fi at McDonald's or Wi-Fi at Burger King.
Right.
And so people are starting to, when they need that workaround, to be able to use the public spaces to access the internet, because it's such a big part of our world.
Well, I would also think that one of the inhibitors not only is the location, but cost. Some families, the unemployment rate is through the roof right now, even though it is getting better, but it's still high. I'm sure that Wi-Fi is not a high priority when you got to feed a family.
No, and people who have to make those choices, and they're hard choices. There are a lot of programs, and our libraries work to give the information out, whether it's food banks or programs, government programs to apply for. They all have printing capability, so if you need to print off the form, we can help get the mailing in or make the connections. So those who are in need with different services can be matched up with those services.
You know, I sit on the library board in Ripley, I was telling you that. And until this very moment, I had not even thought about that. That if somebody is in need of getting something printed, they don't have their Wi-Fi, they don't have a printer, where do you go? And so the public library is a tremendous resource right now, especially in this tough time.
It is.
You know, I mean, I helped people a few months ago when they were doing all their unemployment stuff. I mean, it's a bear, you know, and I mean, and they have to do it every week. So, wow, well, good for you guys. So, with community outreach, I mean, where are you located? I mean, do you have an office? Do you float? I mean, how's that work?
We do have an office. We rent space from the Prendergast, and so if you look in the back, you'll see the big box trucks, and then you'll see a couple windows above, and that's where our offices are. And so that's, especially during where I can't get out into the public as much, where I spend most of my time. But when I'm able to get out, I'm visiting all the libraries. The furthest one away is Franklinville in Cat County, so that takes me about an hour and a half to get there. So and I love traveling around. I love seeing our area and how beautiful it is here, especially this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
And just seeing what different communities offer. Like, we are very similar across both counties, but we're also very different in the needs of the community. So that's been really exciting to see what the needs are and figure out how libraries can fulfill those needs for our patrons and communities.
Now, I'm assuming all the libraries are similar. When people want a book, how do they get a book or a tape, or what? How's that work now?
And that's very similar. Most of our libraries have opened their doors, even to maybe reduced hours, but they are open. So just contact your local library to find out what the hours are, and then you can get your material. But the brilliant thing of our system is we have 38 libraries to get material from. So if you go to Ripley and they don't have the bestseller that you're looking for right now, you could ask Rhonda and she'll put in a request, and it might come from a Salamanca. And we have our delivery system. We do 6 runs a week.
Is there any cost for that?
Nope, no cost at all.
Really?
You just have to wait a little bit. That's the only thing.
Gotta be patient.
Yep.
Plan ahead.
But we have 3 drivers on our staff that every morning they wake up between 4 and 5 and get to the office, grab tons and tons of bags of books, and make the deliveries around the system. And so we move, on an average day, we move about 600 items. And that's just coming back to the office. We repack them, put them into the new bags for the destination that they're going to. And so if your library doesn't have a specific title that you're looking for, don't fret. We can look in the system, and within a week we'll have material to you if it's available.
Now, my understanding, because people are still concerned, I was going to say a different term, I'll use concerned, of germs and so forth. All that stuff has to sit in quarantine for a while too, right?
Yes.
How's that work?
It's standard across all our libraries that at least 72 hours. So if you return the book to Ripley, it'll sit in either the return bin, or they'll use gloves to move it to a table, or it'll just sit for 3 days. No one touches it, so anything that may be on it dies off, and then it'll be checked in. During that time, all fees are waivered, and so there's a 3-day grace period for any due dates, to make sure that the quarantine is accounted for, checked in, and then it gets into the delivery. Once it gets to our office, it sits for another 24 hours without anyone touching it. And then we go through and do the packing process and send it out.
This is a new world. New world. You know, it's been a while since I've taken a book out. I think I have a library card somewhere. How long can you take a book out, or a video, or whatever? Obviously, it's different times, I'm assuming.
Different times. Videos and DVDs are usually a week, but you can always call in and get an extension as long as no one else is waiting for it. Those good bestsellers, we usually have a pretty big wait list. Books are 21 days, so 3 weeks. So really generous. And then most of the material, if there's no one waiting for it, you can renew it up to 10 times. And so you can keep it for as long as you need to finish it.
Wow. 21 days. I always thought it was like 2 weeks when I was a kid. That was never enough time. I was always
That may be why we changed it to 3 weeks.
paying by 5-cent fine here. Who uses the library these days?
A lot of people. During the day, we do have unemployed people who are coming in to utilize the computers and the printer. We have our older generation who come in to talk to us about books and the new books that they want to see, or different experiences. And then when school lets out, a lot of our libraries have a big school crowd that'll come in to utilize. Yes, they're playing games sometimes, but they're also doing homework help and getting the connectivity. Maybe they have a Dungeon and Dragon group at the library that they're
Very cool.
socializing with.
Yeah. But right now, it's sort of limited, huh?
It is limited. We are seeing the public coming back, so it's starting to pick up some, but it is pretty slow. The caution is out, the hesitation is there, and we respect that. So we're willing to work with anyone who would like curbside service. So let us know what you're looking for, give the library a call. I'm going to be there around 10, and one of our librarians from most of our libraries will just walk it out to your car, put it in, and then you can drive away.
You know, especially, we're still so isolated, many people, especially older folks, they're staying home. I have this vision from time to time visiting a library in Ripley where I've seen people walking out with 5 and 6 books, like just tons of books. I mean, when you're isolated, you get a little tired of watching the reruns of whatever, or network news, that's whatever. Excuse me. So a good book is always something cool.
Oh, it is. And for those who don't want to come in, we do have our ebook collection and audiobook. We've really expanded and worked to continue to expand. So with your library card, if you have a device with apps, you can do the Libby app. It's through Overdrive, which is the parent company. You can download them. The books, again, are 21 days, 3 weeks. Read it on your device. And if you have a Kindle, it has a compatibility, so you can then get it on your Kindle to read that way.
you probably didn't watch the show when Rhonda Thompson was on, but I made a true confession. So if you missed that show, I'm going to do it again. I love a hard copy book. I love technology, but there's something about a book that I can curl up with. It's just, Kindles are fine, but there's something about turning the page. There's something about the feel of the book. You were just talking about the smell of paper. Yesterday, it was funny with another conversation, but I like that whole sensory thing, and I'm a dog earer.
I didn't hear that.
But they're my books, not your book, my book.
It
was a library book. I use a little something, a bookmark. But if you look at any of the books I own, they're all loved and well used and dog-eared, and you can watch the progression of where I read. Emerald and I were talking this morning about the Harry Potter series. I've read that whole series 3 times. I know that seems crazy for me, but I love that series. And every one of those books, you can look at the side and there's all those dog ears as I went. I even dog-ear the bottom if I leave off at the bottom of it. I got my whole system here. Anyways, I love reading, and I like to do more and more as time goes by. Okay, so who pays your way? Who pays for you? Who supports your salary? How's that work?
A lot of it's from New York State, so a lot of it's a really tricky dance we do when knowing that budgets are coming up or budget cuts are coming up.
Budget cuts are coming.
Yep.
That's a reality.
It is. And so with our system, we have a couple different venues. The counties provide part of it because we offer a free service to all community members. We don't turn anyone away. And then from New York State is where a big portion of our budget comes from. And then we are looking at the reality of what's going to be coming up and looking at services that we may put on hold for a little bit. But our main purpose is to ensure that our patrons and the community are getting the material that they need. So that will continue to stay number one.
Okay. I was just thinking of all the various libraries I've been in here in Chautauqua County. I've probably visited more than a half dozen over the years, and each one of them has a whole different feel to it.
Oh, they do.
I mean, you go to Patterson, and we were going to focus on that. I mean, that's like one of my favorite places to take people when they come visiting in the area.
Oh, nice.
It's just such a cool building. It's octagon. It's got all the stuffed animals, the birds. Audrey Dowling is doing the big piece about birds in the lobby, I think it's called, vestibule, and it's just really a cool place. And then you got over in Brockton. I mean, it's like going back in time.
It really is.
It's very quaint and lots of woodwork. You got the Ripley Library, which is a former Baptist church that's being totally renovated.
I can't wait for that.
Well,
for other reasons.
I think Rhonda runs around with a mask on all the time with oxygen. I don't know how she's doing it over there. Or you go to the Prendergast, which is like this, huge. And it's not to take away, but it's concrete. I mean, it's very more modern looking.
Yeah.
And then you go to Lakewood, which is kind of quiet and long and narrow, and all those other ones. So it's it kind of reflects the community, doesn't it?
They really do. And in Chautauqua County, we have 26 libraries. Like I've had to learn
26 libraries. I would never have guessed that, but I guess when you think about Silver Creek, Fredonia, all those little places.
And there's a lot of little ones. One of the cutest little ones is Asheville, because it used to be an old house.
Oh, that's
just
right.
a 2-story house.
I know which one you're talking about.
And Tabitha has done a fantastic job getting funding and grants to
They redid the whole front, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and it kind of I want to say Legos, but that doesn't sound right. There's something artsy about the front of it, isn't there?
There is, and so she's worked with that. And then if you go inside the steps to the second or story, she's done book spines and all the steps, and they have their library cat. So it is very small, but it's very quaint, and she's really utilized the space in a productive and great way.
Are any of the libraries doing those neighborhood libraries where they have them on a little? It looks like a little doghouse on a stick.
Yeah, the library isn't directly connected with them, but if you drive around, you'll see quite a few of them, even close to the library, which is great.
So those aren't necessarily sponsored by the library?
Not necessarily.
And it could be like friends of the library or
could be friends or just someone in the neighborhood who has a few extra books that they want to share.
Oh, cool. I know my old neighborhood in Buffalo. I know I've driven by there, and I used to see those. Oh, well, that's a great idea. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about your project, community outreach. So what does that involve?
A lot of the community outreach, I go and support our directors and staff members. And so if they're looking to do a special project, to reach out to the vets or to the elderly, and I'll work with them to try to generate who do we contact in that community and make sure that those people know of different programs that are coming up. And then on the system side, there's a couple of big projects that I'm doing on my own, and the one is this month, which is the big read. And then I did have this wonderful plan where we could do the CCLS road trip this summer, where have a roadmap and incentive to visit all 38 libraries, and then COVID hit. So that's coming in the future.
So let's talk about the big read. What's that all about?
Well, the big read it's something our community has done in the past, either with Fredonia in partnership with the system. The last one was the Roundhouse. Tom actually led that one. And so the idea is that everyone in the community reads the same book and come together over this book and have something similar to talk about. And
Everybody in Chautauqua County? Or
Chautauqua and Cattaraugus.
So, like, everybody's reading the same book at the same time?
Ideally.
Ideally?
Yes.
Wait a minute. How do you do that?
Well, a lot of it is, we got a grant through NEA, the National Endowment for the Arts. It's a national organization, nonprofit. And then through them, we've been able to purchase quite a few books that we can give away for free. So all you have to do is visit your library. There are copies at every library that you can take, and
Really?
it's your personal copy. And then there's going to be an online form that's already up on our website that you can answer different questions, engage with other people in the community, like, what did you think about this story? Or I really like the illustrations. And then we have a lot of different events throughout the month. This year it has to be virtual due to the situation we're in. But this coming week, we're going to be talking with 7 local authors and talk about their journey, how they got into writing, and then where publishing and all that.
Do you remember who the authors are?
I do.
I might know some of them.
Deb Mater, who used to be my English teacher, so that was a great connection to get back into. Jesse Anderson, who's done The Breeding Tree, a YA dystopian. Isaiah, who is very prolific in a lot of nonfiction books from the Dunkirk area. We have Deb Pines, who does the Chautauqua Mysteries. She's coming to join us.
Okay, somebody just, I think she called in on that, I think.
Oh, did she?
Yeah,
Oh,
a
fantastic.
few weeks ago, I think she called in, or somebody called in for her. Okay, keep going.
And then we have Judy Schuller, who did a book of short stories about friendship and the impact of friendship. And then Shannon Rebar, sorry.
Oh, Shannon was on the show.
Yeah. Oh,
we had a lot of
fantastic.
fun. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. She's had over 50 titles now, I believe.
She does.
And she has a pop-up books display over at the Westfield Farmers Market. Yeah. Shannon and I, we had a lot of fun.
Oh, good. So she'll be part of it. So it's going to be, it's like Zoom, but we have the platform GoToMeeting. Anyone can register on our website to watch this, and just talking with them about their process, why they got drawn into the writing to begin with. And so I'm really excited to hear and talk with them next week on that.
I bet that'll be a lot of fun. So the book you picked for this year, this month, is it a monthly thing or yearly thing?
Kind of yearly, every other year. They have a weird year system where you can apply for the grants. But the one we chose this year is Pretty Monsters by Kelly Link. The reason why we chose this one is it's a book of short stories. And coming from an education background, I really wanted to tap into our high school kids as well. And they're part of our community. They should be involved in this.
Why don't you hold that up, and Emerald can zoom in on that for us. There you go.
And so
Thanks, Em.
they are good short stories. The first one's my favorite, The Wrong Grave. So if you ever go out digging and dig up the wrong grave.
Sounds like a good time of year for that. Okay, super.
And so they are slightly creepy, mystical, magical stories, but nothing too scary. I have a very low tolerance, and I was able to enjoy this book. And so got a couple high school librarians that are doing book clubs throughout both counties with their kids. We got a couple of the public libraries that are going to be doing book discussions throughout the month. So definitely tune in and see if your library is going to having an online discussion. I know Dunkirk's having an in-person. They're going to brave it and do the social distance so people can talk about this book and really get engaged with it.
Who picked the book?
I did.
So if we don't like it, it's your fault.
Yep, you can blame me. We kind of went
fun.
through the office and looked at different options. It came down between this, a dystopian one, and poetry. But with the kind of creepy themes, I thought it would tie in really well to October and Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
And then we actually partnered up with the Fenton because they're doing their cemetery tours this weekend and next weekend.
Sure.
So we did a little promo. You can check out our Facebook page to see that promo. And they got a couple stories of people who have died there, and then cross promotion. And so it really tied in with the community.
All right, let's hold that thought. We have a phone call. You want to take a call?
All right.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Doc.
Mike from Portland.
It's Mike from Portland.
I know your voice.
I know. I definitely had a call in this morning.
Okay, why?
Well, because of all the things that have happened since COVID, the
Good.
thing I miss the most is actually being able to use our libraries.
Mm-hmm.
And with all respect to LJ, when I say use the library, I don't mean go in for 15 minutes, grab a book and go. Or, and I know those rules are similar throughout the system.
Mm-hmm.
When I used to use the library back in the old days, i.e. before March 19th or whatever, I went in, I'd use the computer, I might be there 2 or 3 hours getting work done, I would use the printer, I'd have my box sometimes, I mean, I'd have everything well organized, and it was an amazing place for getting work done.
Mm-hmm.
And I live alone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a widower, I live alone, so I mean, in theory, I should be able to work in my home with no problem. And I do now because I have no choice.
Right.
I did buy a new printer, and I've got a new computer to install, just as I had to. I mean, I had to be able to function.
Mike, do you go to is the Ahira?
I go, believe it or not, I go to 2 libraries.
Okay.
I'll give you my second favorite one first,
All
because
right.
you were going to have him on the show, and that's Tom Vitale's library, the Westfield Library.
Oh, yeah, Patterson.
My favorite one is Mayville.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
I mean, I've just been able to make good friends with the staff up there. It's just been a really good place. I started going out of town mainly because I wanted to be a little bit incognito. I wanted to get work done, not talk to people necessarily. Now that's changed over time because obviously I've made friends up there.
Mm-hmm.
But I miss it. I really miss the ability. It takes me at least twice as long to do anything in my own home. And I have decent equipment now, and I'm getting there. But I guess my main purpose for calling is one, are we going to open to any kind of, and I mean, again, really being open. Not walk in, not grab a book and go. I mean, really being open to do what I think the purpose of the library is to allow the public a chance to go in and read the paper or browse through things or have that peaceful hour or two away from the hustle and bustle, even when you do live alone.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that on the horizon at some point?
It is, and I hear you're missing it because there's a lot of people in your position who miss going in and spending the time. At this time, we don't have a direct timeline on when that's going to happen, but that is definitely our end goal, is to get back to where we were pre-COVID, for people to come in, use it as a workspace, can be there for as long as they need to be if the library is open. And to go back, one thing that a lot of people don't realize is our libraries have acted as warming stations for those,
wintertime.
for patrons who need to get out of the elements, and those who have air conditioning in the summer as cooling stations. And we've had to shy away from that, unfortunately, now, but we do want to get back there, and that is our goal, is to work with from New York State on down to local levels to get to a safe place and open that back up.
That would be good. I mean, I know you can die from COVID, but you can also die from hypothermia.
Yes.
It's a funny balancing act, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, it really is. It's yeah. Like I say, it's the second thing I miss the most. And I'm going to give a shout out to your sponsor, Meters, because I've been there twice in the last 2 weeks to eat.
Super.
But I don't even live that close. I mean, I live in Portland.
Everybody's close to Meters. It's world famous pie.
And I'll tell you what, that's one thing I haven't had. One, I'm not supposed to eat a lot of that. and by the time I fill up on salad and chili, I'm really pretty full.
Take it home.
Well,
take out.
That is true. And I may do that. Maybe the next time. Maybe the next time I'm up there, I'll do that.
Excellent.
But yeah, I guess I just wanted the chance to one, say hello, because I know if I understand right, Tom did your job before he took Westfield Library.
He did.
That's what I thought.
So he's been a great resource.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Well, thanks for calling. Always good to hear from you, Mike.
All right. Okay.
All right. Take care.
Well,
Hang in there.
All right. We'll see ya.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that's great.
There's proof right there of things that we don't even think about sometimes. I mean, people with the hustle bustle of life and running around, we forget about that. But Mike said one thing was it's that hour of peace and quiet. It's just has a different atmosphere in there. It's just kind of just like a big pillow or a blanket, isn't it?
That's a great description of it.
Yeah. So this book, Pretty Monsters. All right. So you picked it out. It's kind of a Halloweenish kind of a theme. So All right, so Justin, I know, is a great reader, all right?
All right.
Well, he's a good reader. I don't know if he's a great reader, but he reads a lot. We've talked about it. And so how would he get a copy of that?
Well, the easiest way is just to go to your library, and then there's going to be free copies. If your library runs out while supplies last, the director can let me know, and then I'll send some out in our big trucks.
Excellent.
And so if you get it couple days, but it'll be out to you in there while supplies last. We also have a digital copy. I know you're not a fan.
Yeah.
But we do have unlimiteds right now, so like everyone in this room could check out the book at the same time and be reading it. We do have a agreement for the month of October with the publisher to be able to do that.
Well, I know you have a limited supply, but how many did you order?
1,000.
Whew, that's great. That's very
So
cool.
we're really hoping to get them out. I'm actually going off to the Olean Farmers Market after this to pass them out and doing a couple other farmers markets in the area. So really want to get this out in the community, everyone talking. Even if it's not your favorite book, let us know, get involved, because everyone has a chance.
Suggestions or whatever.
Yep, to read the same book.
Okay, great. Okay, so what other projects are on the horizon? Like, let's just say when the COVID is lifted and all this sort of thing, what are some things that you're thinking about?
Next year, I really would like to get the road trip going to incentivize people to really visit all the libraries. And a lot because of what you talked about. They're all unique and very different, but really encompass what their community stands for. And it's just really fun to go around and see the different architecture, special collections that some of them. Finley Lake Library has a boat in the middle of their library. And you can
Finley Lake?
Yep, you can go sit in a boat, do a little story time with your
never knew
kids.
that.
Yeah, it's really cute and really fun. And there are a lot of these hidden jewels that I just want the community to know about and really get involved with.
You know, maybe we should do another show. We just highlight all those with pictures. Think about that.
Yeah, I could do
Think about
that.
that next year.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Sounds good.
I'd like to have a picture like the interior of every one of them. We could just go through all 26 of them.
Could do that,
Let's
definitely.
do that. All right. We got a couple minutes left. What else you want to talk about?
Just the main thing is get involved with Pretty Monsters. There's, in addition to the local author panel next week, we're going to be talking with Kelly Link herself on October 14th.
Now, where's she hail from?
She's from Vermont,
Okay.
so again, pretty area. She's a little bit further away from us. This will be an online again. She can't travel. We can't have in person. But you can go to our website and register for this and become part of the webinar, ask her some questions, hear about her writing process. And then we're also working with local artists. They're going to be offering online art sessions so you can see their technique, learn about their style, and have a chance to create your own artwork. And you can submit to me through the website, and then we'll showcase any art based on this on our website.
So there's a whole world of communication going on that a lot of people may not be aware of.
There is, and we're trying to get the word out little by little in newspapers, radio stations by this. So
Well, you
we're
know,
glad
I
to
have
do this.
never gotten an announcement from the system. So you're going to have to put me on your,
I am going to.
your list of communications, and feel free to send me whatever.
All right, I will.
All
Take
right,
full advantage of that.
so if people are interested in this big read, how do they contact you, for instance?
The easiest way is just to go to our website, cclsny.org. And then up on the screen it's Big Read, but cclsny.org is our website for the system. I'm on there as outreach. You can contact anyone in the office for a variety if you have issues with your online books or trying to get a material. That's what we're there for, is to help. And then, yeah, go to the website. There's our phone number on there. I didn't memorize that yet.
That's all right. It's on the system if you need it.
But it's on the website.
Or check out your local library.
And definitely check out your local library, check out their Facebook page, their online page, give them a call, see what their hours are, see what they're offering right now, because they're doing story times, they're doing crafts, online goodie bags that you can take away.
Very cool.
So they're still up and running and serving the public the way we can.
Excellent. Good to know. L.J. Martin has been my guest today from the Chautauqua-Cattaraugus Library System Outreach Coordinator. Thanks for being my guest. Folks, 2 takeaways today. Number 1, get those mammograms. And number 2, do I need to say anything more? Wear the mask. We'll do this all again next Saturday morning right here on Chautauqua, channel 1301 on Spectrum. Guess what we're going to do? The crew's already got their forks in their hands. We're ready to have some pie here. So have a great weekend. Be safe. Watch out for the grape folks, and keep your eye on the weather. It's going to be a lot of nice times seeing all the colors here in Chautauqua County. Bye now. See you next time. Bye-bye.